Let's make seafood okra, guys. This particular soup is so delicious, and what makes it seafood okra is that you're going to use a lot of seafood. So whatever seafood you have available, get them out. You're going to use it for this particular recipe. First, I'll be introducing you to the jumbo prawns. I'll be using it for this recipe. Next, I'll be using some barracuda fresh fish, and of course I'm also going to be using some fish fillet. And then you have your scotch bonnet, you have your crabs, blue crabs, and then you have your smoked catfish, you have your onions. And guys, about that shrimp, this is what it looks like, right? I had to show you again. Then you have uziza leaves, you have scent leaf, you have okra, which is the main ingredient, and this is how to know your okra is good, right? If it breaks easily, then you're good to go. Of course, you have your yellow scotch bonnet, and then here is how to devein your prawns. I promised you a video, and here it is. What you want to do is bring out a knife and then just look for the back of the prawn, just like you can see me doing this video, and slice it into that prawn. Now note that it's not too deep. You just want to slice a little part into it, and then get your fork and then bring out that. Exactly, that's the dirt you're taking out of the shrimps, and you want to do that just not to the back alone, but also to the front of the prawns. So I'm going to show you again. Just look at this. I'm taking a knife to make a cut also here, and I'm going to be doing the same thing I did. Now some people just cut out the back, which is fine, but I like to do for both sides because you never can tell, right? So here is how I devein my prawns. Once you've done this, do it for all your prawns or your shrimps, and you're good to go. Now next is our peppers. Now I have my yellow pepper. I'm just going to take out the stalk here, and I'll be doing the same to all the peppers here. I'm doing that same thing to my scotch bonnets, my red scotch bonnets, and then I'm also going to be deseeding my red bell peppers. I'm going to roughly blend all these peppers together. I will also add some onions, lots of onions, guys, because it just increases the flavor of anything you're cooking, right? You're going to bring out your food processor, and you're going to roughly blend this. If you have a mortar and pestle and you don't have a food processor, you can definitely pound these peppers. You just want it to be roughly blended, not smooth. Now let's go into our okra. Like I mentioned earlier, there are ways to know your good okra, and there are different ways to get that consistency that you're looking for. Some people use grater, which is equally fine. You can use a grater to get the chunks of okra. Now I always like to have a combination of two mix. You have the roughly chopped okra, and then you have the smooth blend. So here is how I get my roughly chopped okra. So here is me using my hand or a chopping board. You can just use your knife and then dice it into your desired size. And after I have my large chunks, I'm going to be using my food processor to get my smooth blend. This gets your okra to be so slimy and dry and beautiful. So I'm going to be taking that top off, and I'm going to be cutting my okra into about 4 parts, and then I'm going to throw those pieces into the food processor. I did that for the entire lot, and then you have me pouring that into the food processor. Once you have it there, you're going to cover it up, and then you're going to blend. Easy, soft life. You're going to get that smooth blend with the food processor. Now I'm going to stop it at this point. It's ready, and just look at that consistency. If you want it smoother than this, you can go ahead, but this is how I like my smooth blend. And again, like I said, I'm doing a mixture of both. Just look at how the food processor gets it out in a few minutes. Again, another reason why you should get a food processor, guys, just have an easy life in the kitchen. Now here are the two sizes of the okra I'm going to be using. You can see these large chunks. I did this by hand, and then just look at that. It's just perfect for your okra soup. Now I'm going to be heating up my pot on fire and then add some palm oil. Palm oil is traditionally used for seafood okra. So next I'm going to be adding that mixed peppers that I blended earlier. You're going to fry this until it is crispy. Now again, you want to fry on low heat. You don't want it to burn. All you want is to get flavors from that pepper. After a few minutes, you should begin to see it crisp up like this, and afterwards I'll be putting my native secret spice. This particular secret spice is without the locust beans. Now again, some people actually put locust beans in their seafood okra. So if you're a fan of locust beans in seafood okra, please proceed and use the native spice that has the locust beans. And once you have it looking like this, I'm going to be adding my fish, my fresh barracuda fish. You can use whatever fish is available to you. You can use the croaker fish, you can use tilapia fish, whatever fish you feel is available to you or the one you like. Now I'm going to put in that fresh fish which has already been cleaned, right? All the guts have been taken out. You're going to add that into your pot, and next I'm just going to scoop some of that lovely stew on it, and afterwards I'll be adding a little bit of water so that that fish can cook. What you want is you want that fish flavor to be infused into this particular sauce, and that's what you're going to see me do in a few minutes. Now, as you can see, I'm adding water into the pot. You're going to allow this cook for about 15 minutes. You don't want the fish to scatter. You just want it to get a little bit soft so that it can infuse that fishy flavor into that sauce. Now I'm going to proceed to add my seasoning and my salt. That's because you want to get as much flavor as you can from that fish. Stir that together so that the seasoning can go around that particular sauce. And after about 15 minutes, like I said earlier, you're going to open that pot up and then take out all the fish. The reason why I'll be taking out the fish is you do not want the fish to scatter and have all the bones all over the soup. You still want the fish to remain intact. So I'm going to be taking all of that out. Just look at this particular fish. It is already good to go. So I'm going to take that out because a lot of stirring is going to be going on in the pot. And if you leave it there, it's going to scatter in your soup. And you don't want that, guys. Now that everything is out, now that the fish is out, I'm going to be adding the jumbo prawns into that sauce. I'm going to put it in, and then I'll also be adding the blue crabs. You can use whatever crab is available to you, but guys, this particular soup, make sure you go all out to use every seafood that is available to you. We're going to be cooking this, guys, because again, you want all that flavor to be infused into that sauce. Now, some people would leave the seafood right now into that sauce, but I prefer to just cook it for a few minutes and then I'm going to take it out. Next, I'll be putting in this white fillet fish. This is white fish and it has been filleted. The skins have been taken out, so you just have these lovely large chunks which I cut into about 4 some squares, and then I'm going to be putting that also into the sauce. Now, once the flavor is infused, after cooking this for about another 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be taking out all the shrimps, all the crabs, all the white fish. Everything is going to be coming out because now we're going to be cooking the soup proper. But by this time, guys, trust me, it has all the fishy flavor, the seafood flavor from the prawns, everything. Next, I'll be adding some water because you want some liquid for that soup, and our okra will now be going in. First, I'm putting in that blended smooth okra, and then I'm going to be putting the roughly chopped okra. The combination of the two just makes your soup super drawy, and it's just one of the best hacks ever for your okra soup. Here is me using my spoon to break it down. You do not want the smooth blend to form some sort of lump, so here is my method of trying to shake that up and loosen it up so you don't have lumps of okra in your soup. Next, I'll be adding some smoked hagfish, also known as kwanla fish, and I'm going to also be adding some smoked catfish. Guys, this food is extravagant. Go all out, put all the seafood. I'm scooping some of that lovely seafood goodness on that fish, and next, all our seafood now is going to be going back in. Every single thing. Okra doesn't take long to get ready. You know that okra is like a vegetable also, so you want to cook it in just few minutes, right? At this point, I'm just ensuring that everything is stirred together and you don't have anyone standing out. And then I'm going to put in that's my uziza leaf. Yes, the uziza leaf I showed you earlier in this video. Slice them up, wash them, and then place them into the pots of your seafood okra. Now remember, we are not done yet. We still have that fish that we bought earlier, so we're going to put that one last. Now remember, we've already cooked it, so it doesn't need any further bother cooking. However, we had to put it last because you don't want it to get scattered. I added some water where I dissolved seasoning in it, and then sacred spice is going to come in again. So once again, elevates the flavor of your seafood okra. Now that we have all of this going together, taste it for salt. If there is not enough salt, please put more salt. And now for the last and final part, your fish is going to be going in. Guys, this soup is so good. If you don't like okra soup, please try this soup, and guys, you just may begin to like it. It is so good. And that's what we have, guys. Put that fish, turn off the heat, and you are good to go. Enjoy it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.